Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. We are from Group 8. We will be presenting on the Six Sigma. But before we proceed, I would like to introduce our group members, which consists of Kalis, Afiq, Sofwan, Indo, and Nurin.
So, what is Six Sigma? Six Sigma is a Greek term used in statistics to represent standard deviation from the mean value. It is an indicator of the degree of variation in the set of process. Sigma measures how far a given process deviates from perfection, meaning that higher Sigma capability means better performance. Six Sigma is a comprehensive and flexible system for achieving, sustaining, and maximizing business success. It is a set of techniques and tools used for process improvement. Six Sigma methodology and approach are used for improving processes, lowering defects, reducing costs, increasing customer satisfaction, and increasing profits. The Six Sigma qualities means that the defect rate in the production of each component will not be more than 3.4 parts per million. It is also refers to the quality of a process. The Six Sigma term is used to refer to the systematic approach used to achieve the Six Sigma quality.
Okay, next, moving on to the next slide, which is how to measure the Six Sigma. The Six Sigma measure used to signify the capability of processes comes from the representation of a process variation using the normal distribution, assuming that a process follows a normal distribution. If the measure of the variability of this process, the standard deviation is equal to 1/6 of the distance of a specification limit from the specification center, or called as half spec. Then, the process is said to have a Six Sigma quality or Six Sigma capability, and it is called as a Six Sigma process. So as you can see here, this is the bell curve of the standard normal distribution. So the Six Sigma measure states that 99.999998% of the results must fall within the plus minus Six Sigma from the mean, which is from the center. In other words, there are only 0.000002% of the result can be outside of the expected results. This percentage illustrates how Six Sigma aims to increase the quality in projects using the Six Sigma statistics.
So the next part will be the Six Sigma strategies. The Six Sigma system recognizes three major strategies for enhancing process quality. These strategies are used in three different situations. For example, for the first one, we can use Six Sigma for process improvement, which we will be using the DMAC, define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. And then the second one, we can use it for process design or redesign, DMAT V, define, measure, analyze, design, and verify. And lastly, we can use it for process management. Basically, these three strategies are not mutually exclusive, meaning that it is not related in such way, but they can be used together in any given situation as appropriate. The process management strategy will usually follow after the improvement or design or redesign strategies that have been implemented.
Process improvement. This strategy will be appropriate when a problem results in customer discontent, which calls for an analysis to find the root causes and the implementation of solutions to eliminate them. Basically, the goal of the process improvement is limited to seeking solutions to a specific problem of concern while letting the overall structure of associated processes remain the same. In other words, this scenario represents the situation where only incremental changes to the process is required. Basically, a process improvement is to find a solution to a specific problem without changing the overall structure of the process. Process design or redesign. While the process improvement strategy will produce incremental changes, it sometimes may be necessary to revamp an entire process because incremental improvements will not produce enough of a desired result. Then the process design or redesign strategy must be used. This involves a whole rethinking on the process based on inputs from customers. This is similar to the concepts of re-engineering used by some to denote redoing an entire process when it has become ineffective due to changes in technology or customer expectations. Basically, this is opposite to the process improvement, which it changes the overall structure of the process. Lastly is the process management. In the strategy, processes are documented and customer needs are defined and updated on a regular basis. Meaningful measures of process performance are defined and compared with the measures of customer needs in real time. Quick, responsive action is taken when the process performance falls short of customer needs and expectations. So this process management is implemented after the process improvement or process design or redesign strategy have been implemented.
Six Sigma recommends a five-step problem-solving methodology. Five-step problem-solving methodology for process improvement is different from five-step problem-solving methodology for process design or redesign. For process improvement, we are going to use the MAC methodology, and process design or redesign, we are going to use the MEDI methodology. For the MAC, we have define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. And for the MEDI methodology, we have define, measure, explore, develop, and implement. Lean Six Sigma is a team-focused managerial approach that seeks to improve performance by eliminating resource waste and defects. In short, Lean is actually when we wanted to eliminate waste, and we will be using tools like 5S, Kaizen, SEMM, and PDC. While in Six Sigma, we will be using tools like DMAT, DMEDI, FMEA, and control chart to achieve continuous improvement.
Next, we go to the five-step roadmap, which consists of 5 steps. The first step is identify core processes and key customers. The second step is define customer requirement. The third step is measure current performance. The fourth step is prioritize, analyze, and implement improvements. And the final step is expand and integrate the Six Sigma system. This step also known as the Six Sigma roadmap. For the first step, which is identify core processes and key customers, the objective of this step is to get a perspective on the core processes in the organization, their interaction with one another, and a clear understanding of the products they produce and the customers they serve. When this step is complete, process chart or map of the core processes would have been generated. This is like taking stock of what is going on in the organization as a preparation for the next step. After that, we go to the second step, which is the define customer requirement. The objective of this step is to establish standards for the product produced and the service provided based on the input from the customer so that the process performance can be judged and its capabilities predicted. It is important not only to obtain the current customer's need, but also to watch for changes expected in these requirements over time. The next step is measure current performance. In this step, the performance of each process is evaluated against the established need of the customer for the product created. At the end of this step, baseline evaluation of performance and process capabilities will be known in a quantifiable manner. The process capabilities can be expressed in terms of the number of sigma, the efficiency of the process, such as productivity, cycle time, cost per output, rework and reject rate are also measured in this step. For the fourth step, which is prioritize, analyze, and implement improvement, in this step, priorities are established among opportunities for improvement and the improvement projects. Or design redesign projects are completed by team, resulting in the optimal solution. The solutions are then implemented to obtain a better process performance and customer satisfaction. The last step for the Six Sigma roadmap is expand and integrate the Six Sigma system. Achieving Six Sigma performance for an entire organization as opposed to achieving the Six Sigma performance for individual processes is the objective of this step. This result has to come from a long-term commitment to the theme of the Six Sigma system, along with the identification of a series of process improvement and a process redesign to produce organization-wide excellence in terms of process efficiency. Process control must be established where the improvement have been obtained, and this control must be sustained. Plan must be available for responding to the changes in processes or customer requirements.
So CPOC is typically employed at the measure phase in Six Sigma DMAC. And what does it mean by CPOC is actually an acronym that stands for suppliers, inputs, process, outputs, and customers. In practical terms, CPOC is a process mapping and improvement method that summarizes the inputs and outputs of one or more processes using a CPOC diagram. Quality Function Deployment (QFD) is actually a methodology for the development of feature, attributes, or function that gives a high quality product or service. It is helpful in delivering quality products or services based on the voice of the customer (VOC). In QFD, we have QFD matrices, also called the House of Quality. House of Quality are the graphical display of the result of the planning process. In this figure, we can see the QFD diagram. In its most complete state, this information construct the 5 rooms in the QFD house. The 5 rooms in QFD house includes the foundation, the design relationship, the how, the competitive assessment, and the what or wants.